Alright, I'll start beginning episode 13. As we will see Oximus, Impact, and I are busy walking together and busy talking. And we will hear Impact to say something interesting. Huh. I hope she's still alive because, hey, she was kind of bad, fam, I'm not gonna lie. And Anna's like, isn't she a bit too young? And Impact is like, isn't Oximus younger than Alita? And hearing this, Oximus looks at him for like a second and then turns back like, I'm just gonna mind my business. And Arnold is like, th- there's a difference. What? How's there a difference? I want an explanation right now. Arnold thinking to himself, wondering what to say until Oxman saves his life by saying, "Guys, I spot something." And Impactor looks at Oximus and nods his head and then looks back at Iron and says, "We'll discuss this later." And Iron's like, "Oh, thank you, Oximus." As they both quickly rush and stand next to Oximus. And Oximus is like, "There's a ship over there." And Impact and Ironhide basically look at it and they wonder if this is their team's ship. And they quickly go along with Oximus to like check it out. And while they're checking out the ship, Impact manages to find a symbol. And he does find a symbol, but it's covered in ice. So he wipes off the ice and he's like, "Oh yes, hide, OP. Look what I found." And they quickly come and Impactor basically has a big grin on his face or grin on his face, and he's like, "Look what I found." And Anna seen the symbols like, "That's a record symbol." Oh, oh yes. As he realizes this might be their team's ship, Oxman sees this and is like, I hope they're a bit controlled." And Impact looks at Oxman like, "We're wreckers." You're wreckers. There's no such thing as control. You're like only one of us has a calm temper. The rest are, let's just say, not fighting their head. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Let's just say they're not fighting their head. Yeah. Anna's like, especially that girl. And Impact is like, "What did you say?" And Anna's like, Nothing. I was just saying something interesting." And Impact's like, "Okay." And they all go inside the ship and they start checking around and then they find five space pods or five hibernation pods and they grab them as they know this is their team now because only they know. And they bring them back to base. And Ratchet starts fixing them up, giving them some energon, and finally, after a few hours, they basically wake them up. And the team wakes up and starts attacking because they believe they've been under attack by the Decepticons. But Optimus, Impact, and Ironhide hold them down. As Optimus basically grabs two of the bots and basically slams them to a wall and tells them to relax. As Ironhide basically tackles one of them and tells him to chill. And Impactor grabs the other two and basically pins them on the ground. And he's like, "Relax. It's us. It's me, Impactor." And Anna's like, "Come on, buddy. It's me, Ironhide." And Optimus is like, "Soldiers, it is I, Optimus Prime." And they quickly recognize their voices and they quickly realize who they're attacking. And they stop, put down their weapons and everything. And Optimus lets go of the two bots he was holding up. And Impact basically lets go of the bots that are on the ground. And Anna basically untackles the guy by coming off him. And the team apologizes for attacking them. And Optimus is like, "It's fine, I understand why. But can you guys at least first look before you start shooting and everything?" And Ironhide looks at Optimus with a, "Bro, these are records. We don't ask questions or we look. We just shoot first, ask questions later." Optimus like, "Yeah, you know what? I keep forgetting that's what your records do." Honestly, you guys are very psychopathic, but what can I do about it? Yeah. And basically put Oximus then asks Ironite to introduce the team towards everyone. And Ironite does so. As he introduces his basically put his muscle. He's like, "This is Robust. He's our muscle of the team. He's not the strongest, but he's definitely not the weakest member. I would say he's probably on my level at least, maybe. That depends. If he's unless his mind is fine, he's not beating me. And here in this, Robust is like, yeah, keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that. The IDW comics say something differently. And Anna is like, stop breaking the fourth wall. We can do that another time. And yeah, I had to put that there. Yeah, and Impact, and no, sorry, Robust is like, fine. And then he's like, and this over here is Perceptor. He's our scientist, the calmest, and possibly the only one who has common sense. And Perceptor's like, it's good to see you again, Optimus. And Optimus smiles, and he's like, Perceptor, I'm very happy to see you, my old friend. As am I, Optimus. And Ratchet's like, wait, Perceptor? Oh, my friend, I'm so happy to see another scientist, another person who has brains besides Optimus. And here in this Perceptor's like, I'm happy as well to see you as well, Ratchet. As they both greet each other and have a nice time, as Ratchet's like, come here, my friend. It's time for us to have a nice chat. It's mad scientist time, basically. And now they just go off to do some mad scientist things. And Optimus is like, when you have two scientists, you know things are gonna go crazy. But yeah, and Anna, you can continue. Okay. And over here is Topspin. He's our scouts. Well, because he's also a flyer, it makes sense if he's our scouts. And here in his Optimus like, wait, he's a flyer. And Anna's like, yeah. Oh, thank Primus. At least we have a flyer. One is not enough, but you know what? It's better than none. And Topspin like, I'm the only flyer here? Oh, scrap. I'm going to be doing a lot of scouting. And Optimus tells him to relax as Bumblebee's also scouts. And here in this, he sends around and is like, oh, hey, B. And B basically smiles and basically waves his hand. And Topspin like, huh. Oh yeah, he can't speak still. Dang it. Yeah. I hope you one day speak, bro. And Bumblebee puts his thumb up and says, in his blipping voice, yeah, I hope so too. And then basically Arnold introduces the next member who's basically like his third in command, and Impact is his second in command, but he's his third in command because he's the only one who has common sense. The sergeant and the sergeant of the Wreckers, and one of the most loyal and wise guys, but he's just like him. He introduces Cup, and he's like, and I know you know him, Optimus. And Optimus is like, Cup, it's been a long time, old bot. And Cup is like, Optimus, I'm not that old. And Prime's like, I know, I'm just teasing you. As they both shake hands and are happy to see each other. And then Anna says, and this is our new member that actually came with us a couple cycles ago, or what the humans say, years. She joined our team like 6 years ago actually, and she's been with us for a bit. And Optimus looks at her and he's like, no, her. You know what? That makes sense why you said she's a bit of a hothead. And Anna like, yeah, this is Flame War. As Flame War basically just starts you know what, how would I describe her personality? You know that happy cheerful girl that's always screaming in joy and doing, you know what, happy things, you can say. Yeah, that's basically what she's doing. She's happy and quickly rushes in and just shakes Optimus' hands so fast that Optimus even wonders if she's moving at the speed of light. And she just introduces herself towards the whole team, and everyone is a bit surprised as Wheeljack's like, wait, isn't she a Decepticon? And everyone quickly points up the weapons besides Optimus, who's like, hey, wait, hold on a second. She joined them, so doesn't that make her part of the Autobots now? So we don't have to attack her. And here in this, Wheeljack and the others look at each other and realize, fair enough, as they put down the weapons. And RC says, and she hasn't really done a lot of bad. She's a bit psychopathic, but we can fix her. And here in this, Impact looks at RC like, yeah, I wonder who's also a bit psychopathic. As he thinks to himself about all the female wreckers that actually joined them. And he thinks to himself, I don't know which one is worse, the Silicon females or Autobot females at this point, but we'll see later. And yeah, yeah, I'm not in Flame War. She doesn't really get anything. Actually, don't I don't really know. I know a bit about her from the comics, but I've never seen her in any other continuity besides the comics. So I'm mad at her because hey, she needs some love. And honestly, her being a wrecker makes sense. And it's also hilarious. But yeah. Now RC would come up to Flamor and says she's gonna teach her the ropes. As you can see RC sees her as a little sister. You can see. And yeah. And Impact is like, yay, girls doing girl things. How wonderful. And Anna's like, be thankful it's not any other female because yeah, you know what's gonna happen. Impacts are like, I know. As you know what, if they do come, I'll laugh at both you and Oximus. Oximus and Ironhind knows what he means. And both Oximus and Ironhind look at each other like, we know they're gonna come. Oximus like, yeah, yeah. And yeah. And episode 30 does end with the Autobots just having a good time with the Iron Knight's team, actually. Just having a good time. Them scanning new vehicle forms, joining the team, having a great talk, and yada yada. Wait, how many Autobots is this now? 13. 13 primes. Huh. I did not know I made that by mistake. But anywho, now we skip to episode 14. Now, episode 14 is basically chill. I'm not gonna lie. This is like a fun episode with the Iron Knights team just basically you can see just talking to Team Prime along with the Wheeljack and the humans. They're just having a great time. This is like a fun, cheerful episode where everyone is just introducing each other, having a great time, sharing stories, telling the others about their personality and all, and then just having a talk. You can say that's pretty much episode 14. But episode 15, though. Yes. It is time to ruin the Decepticons' day. Again and again. I keep ruining these guys. And I enjoy it every single time. Here we go. Now, our story will basically take place in the Autobot base. The Autobots are just busy chilling. Just having a great time. Just busy talking together. But then Ratchet's like, guys, I'm picking up a weird signature. It's a bit weird, you can say. And hearing this, Oximus is like, really? Autobots, let's go check it out. As he brings everyone besides Ratchet and Perceptor. And everyone is busy going with him, and they ground bridge towards location. And Oximus is busy walking. And he's wondering, where are they exactly? As he's thinking, maybe it's just another Energon mind, but then he feels something strange, something powerful, something primal, you can say. And Optimus and the team starts walking together, and then Prime spots a metal door, and he's confused by it. He touches it, but then it glows blue, and then a Autobot symbol, and a Decepticon symbol, and a Knight symbol, and a Wrecker symbol, and an Elite God symbol all show up in the door. And Prime is surprised to see all the symbols. But then he says something interesting. But the Decepticons came after the Autobots. How would this door know? And then the door proceeds to open. And the Autobots are busy walking. And then they see a sword in the middle of a arena. And everyone is a bit confused what's going on. Until we see 12 Guardian Knights coming out of different doors, all looking a bit different. Some looking like samurais, others looking like ninjas, others looking like assassins, others looking like the traditional knights. And all of them come up and they're like, only a prime can lift the sword of Vector Prime, the prime of time and space. And Optimus says, oh hell no, don't tell me that's Vector Prime's sword, the Vortex Blade. And here in this, this is where Impact is like, so that's a blade that can control time and space. And one of the knights is like, yes. Yeah. Optimus? Yeah, that's you, fam. As Impact basically pushes Optimus forward, and Optimus looking at him like, are you serious right now? And Impact's like, I'm good. That's you. I'm not handling that. I'm fine, bro. Good luck. Everyone knowing they cooked if they go in. And Prime is like, somebody kill me at this point. Prime walks forward and says that his name is Optimus Prime. And here there's one of the knights is like, really? Then why does it feel like you're one of us? Prime confused, like, what do you mean? And one of the knights is like, we sense the essence of knighthood in you. You are a knight, aren't you not? Prime is like, I'm sorry, what? And then the leader of the knights, who's basically red and literally looks more different than the others, is like, I sense the essence of the Matrix and the essence of a knight within you. Ah, Primus made a perfect warrior. The power of a knight and the power of a prime? What does that make you? A knight prime? Interesting. And Optimus, a bit surprised, is like, I'm a knight? What? I'm a knight? And one of the knights is like, it seems like he's confused. Maybe he didn't know he was a knight. And here in this, one of the knights is like, interesting. Well, it doesn't matter. We are not too sure if he's even worthy of the sword, as his mindset is possibly not that pure. And here in this, the Red Knight is like, maybe you're right. Maybe. But we cannot be too sure. But we can't also just give him the weapon like that. So you would have to fight all of us to prove that you are worthy of the Vortex Blade of Vector Prime. Hearing this, Optimus is like, I accept the challenge. And the Red Knight orders all the knights to start attacking. But since the knights didn't have honor, they don't just jump the guy, they do the 1v1. And Prime does a 1v1 with all of them, and he gets exhausted and tired after fighting 10 of them. Barely able to beat them since these guys have ages of experience. Prime literally had to outthink them, but he barely beat them and he's tired, he's exhausted. He's breathing, and then one of the knights is like, he's exhausted. I don't think I can fight him now. It is fine, as the blade will just reverse all of his fatigue. And that's what the blade does. And Prime's like, I feel refreshed. Yes, the blade has reversed all of your fatigue and stamina, so you're back to full health. And also put some energy in you just to make sure you don't pass out or anything. And Optimus like, no, that's a very powerful blade right there. And I think I'm gonna need it, so let's continue. But then they hear an explosion, and everyone looks up and sees the Decepticons coming in. And Starscream is like, now what do we have here? And Optimus turns and is like, Starscream. And Starscream is like, wait, hold on a second. Are those knights? And wait, hold on a second. Is that the Vortex Blade of Vector Prime? What's going on? And Optimus is like, don't worry about that. Nah, I think I do have to worry about that, Prime, because if the knights are here and the Vortex Blade of Vector Prime, that means there's possibly something brewing here. So me and my cons are just gonna fight you, but then Optimus is like, only a Prime can use that weapon, you do realize that. Okay, I'll just kill you, take the Matrix, and then I'll just become a Prime and take the blade. Prime thinking to himself, oh my gosh, this coward thinks he can become a Prime. Okay, let's run them hands. And they start fighting. And the knights are pissed off. Some random Cybertronian comes in and wants to smoke. Bad. They come in and they start fighting me and start fighting. And ooh, Starscream got whooped. This man barely escaped with his life. Breakdown and Knockout got tossed around. Vilcons got slaughtered. And Soundwave like, I'm fine. I'm smart enough to know I don't want to smoke. As he easily makes a ground bridge and all four of them leave. Breakdown, Knockout, Starscream, and Soundwave all book it. And Ox was like, okay, let's continue. As he fights the other two knights, well, not together, but he fights them individually. And the Red Knight, who's the leader of all 12 knights, is like, Optimus Prime, if you can defeat me, me and my knights, along with the weapon, are yours to command. Hearing this, Optimus is like, I don't want you guys as slaves or mindless soldiers. I just want you guys at least as friends or comrades. That's fine with me. Hearing this, he's like, oh, yeah, I see why you. I see. Yeah, you're better than the other primes. I'm sorry. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. Let's just fight. And they start fighting. And Optimus is I ain't gonna lie, this man got beaten. Bo does not stand a chance. This knight is just oof. Oof. Best way I can describe is like this: a 10-year-old versus a 1,000-year-old man who has mastered every martial arts on the planet. Best way I can describe it. Yeah, he got cooked. Prime got thrown around easily. Bro thinking to himself he's not gonna win this. Until he thinks of, wait, hold on a second. He's using strength. He's using skill, speed, agility, everything. But hold on a second. I just have to outlast him. And that's what he does. Bro basically takes every attack. And once his guard was off, knocked them out with a single punch as Prime was basically baiting him. And the knight is like, ugh, you outsmarted me. Huh. Let's see why you are a knight, son of Prime. Go ahead, Optimus. Sword is yours. And Prime, tired, exhausted, thinking to himself, why do I always get myself in these situations? Ugh. He grabs the sword, pulls it out, and says, alright, Knights of Cybertron, Autobots, this is how we end the war. And this is how we're gonna end it. With us taking down the Decepticons. And sorry, not Optimus, Iron is like, you know what? I hope the person making this what if can nerf that sword a bit because we'll be soloing the Decepticons. Optimus like, not too much though, because I still need this overpowered weapon to save everyone. You know what? Good question. Should I nerf the sword? Tell me in the comments because in the comments, yeah. Tell me, should I nerf the sword or not? And honestly, I like seeing I like seeing the Autobots breaking the fourth wall because that's so hilarious. But yeah, let's continue. Now, Optimus and his Autobots go back to base with the Knights. And Ratchet and Perceptor look at this like, you know what? Maybe we should have came. And hearing this, Perceptor's like, nah, I don't want to know what happened. I'm good, fam. And we skip to episode 16, which actually plays out kind of the same. Breakdown does go on the mission, but Knockout comes with him. And Bulkhead goes on a mission with two other knights. The thing is, I'm not gonna bother giving the knights names, but you know what? You know what? My subscribers, anyone watching, tell me what should I call them. You guys give me the names, because I won't bother much. I can obviously give them nice names, but you know what? Nah. But I'm definitely giving the leader a name. I'm gonna call him Red Guardian. Yes, I love it. Because he's red and he's a knight, a guardian knight, so makes sense. Yeah. And yeah, basically. And Bulkhead along with two of the knights basically fight both Breakdown and Knockout and beat them badly, and they have to leave to base. And even if Beck tries to do something, you don't get any Cybertronians, so yeah, that's how episode 16 ends. And I'm guessing this is the end of this part right now. Yeah, this is the end of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day and have a blessed evening. Peace.